Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I know you're all very excited to meet up with everyone at the bar, but stick with me for 30 minutes and you'll discover the joys of website migration. My name is Claire. I'm a business analyst and e commerce expert here at Odoo. And today we're going to talk about a topic that can feel a bit intimidating, but it's also one of the most powerful opportunities for growth. So, website migration. So before we get started, feel free to scan the QR code here on the screen, which will take you to the Q&A session at the end of the talk. So I'll give you a second to do that. All right, let's dive in. So migrating your website isn't just about moving content, design, structure from one platform to another. It's also about maintaining and improving your current SEO and ranking without losing any traffic or data, and also while improving your user experience on your website and also your website's performance. So this will take your website. It's an opportunity to take your website from a good website to a very good and exceptional website. But it needs to be done right. And of course, there are risks to migrating your website from one platform to another, like losing your current ranking with improper redirects, having an incomplete transfer of data, like pages, broken links, losing some products, orders, customer records. And also, at the moment of migration, you will probably have some downtime and disruption. And this is really something that everyone wants to avoid, of course, when switching platforms. So there are a few tips that I am going to give you today to make sure that we avoid losing any ranking that you might currently have on your website. But let me give you an example first to illustrate this topic. So let's imagine a toy store that's called Play-Doh. That was built on an old and custom platform that was really hard to maintain with very poor user experience, that costed a lot, which had few functionalities too, security concerns. Anyways, nothing was going well. They need something to switch, and I only see one solution to this issue, which is going to Odoo, of course. So they clearly need an ERP that is integrated with their e-commerce shipping connectors, with their email marketing campaigns, their stock, with I don't know many more. Thanks to Odoo, everything is centralized, and this is a really good opportunity also to redesign your websites from the website that they had before to a very good-looking but also very integrated platform. And this is all possible, of course, thanks to Odoo. So let's review together the steps that Play-Doh, our toy store, need to go through to make sure that they don't lose the current ranking that they worked on really hard for the past few years, and review the steps together so everything is moving from the old ERP to Odoo. So every migration starts with preparation, of course. So you will need to audit the current website of Play-Doh before doing anything. So we make sure that we don't miss anything and we don't risk losing any useful information. They will also need to choose which data to migrate to the new platform because, of course, they might have some really old products that they don't need anymore or categories that are not even published anymore. So let's review that first and choose what to post, like what to migrate to the new platform. Also, they will need to redesign the new website and configure the e-commerce part. So this is also a great opportunity to make the design a bit more modern. And we have our Odoo website builder, which is super nice to configure it as you wish. Now, in the new version, you will see you can do way more than you could before. And it's also important to review the URL structure and the whole structure actually of the whole website, and review the internal linking also within the pages to make sure that either it matches with the previous website or it's better, but you still make sure that you don't lose anything while migrating. So let's start first with auditing the current website. So let me show you what Play-Doh has in stock for the moment. So this is my old website. I have a big red banner to show you the difference. So this is the home page. As you can see here, they have the products displayed. They have a little banner here. You can also discover a specific collection. You have all the collections displayed. And then you have also a link to a page where you can contact them if you have lost your favorite teddy. They have a stock for it, so you can easily contact them and they can provide a new one for you. In their catalog, they also have a few categories, as you can see. So we will want to import them back into Odoo. And if I check the online store, this is what it looks like for the moment. So as you can see, we don't have a lot of options, so it's an opportunity for us to make it better. We have a few products too, so let's look at one on which we have, of course, its name, its price. We have a description over here, and also some attributes with some values, like the type of animal that it is, what color it is, and the material too. They also have a few pages, so these are static pages. For example, the one that I was referring to, where you can contact them if you've lost an item. So this is what it looks like for now. So of course, we'll try to replicate this on our new website and make it a bit better. As you can see here, we have some padding that is a bit, that's not looking great. So let's make it better. And to now, to migrate this data, you first, as I said, have to choose what to migrate to the new platform. And there's a lot of things to think about. So what you need to do is audit everything that you have, as I said. So go over all the pages, all the content, the images, the metadata and descriptions, and so on. And also connect some analytic solutions to compare the performances from the previous platform to the new one, like the organic traffic, the keyword rankings, conversion rates, page load times to check if it's better now than before, and also user engagement. And in Odoo, we have also all these tools that are integrated. I will show you later how to connect them. But it's already good to connect them to the previous websites. Super important to not miss this step. So what is the key data to migrate? So if there's a lot of it. So I separated it into different categories. We have, for the website content, everything related to text, images, videos, PDFs, maybe forms. For the product catalog, if you have an e-commerce, you need to think about importing the products with their names, descriptions, pictures, if they have some variants, which was the case here, if they have a reference, a barcode, their stock too. For e-commerce specifics, we have the categories, the filters, customer reviews, and finally, we have the customer data, so everything related to customer accounts, order history, shipping addresses, loyalty programs, and discount codes. So as you can see, it's a lot to think about, and that's why it's important to review everything you had before to make sure you don't miss any of these contents to migrate to the new platform, so to Odoo. So now it's time to design the new website, now that you have collected all these important data, or at least made a list of it, and configure the e-commerce. So here you have different ways of configuring the e-commerce by manually copy and pasting the products that you had before. Same for the design, you could redo everything by hand. So it's actually a good opportunity to do so. But if you need to save some time, you have the option also to use the import tools in Odoo. So quickly you can export the products from your old ERP and import them back into Odoo. So think about importing products, categories, descriptions, stock, variants. I'm repeating myself a little bit, but it's super important. And if you need to save more time, again, we have the website scrapper, which is now a great tool. It has evolved in the recent years, so it's really good. I've tried it for smaller websites, so I will show you the outcome. So you need to go directly in your database, and here you see you have a new button where you can, if you already have a database, you can directly import the website from here. You're redirected to this page. So if you don't have a database yet, there's a URL, so I can give it to you afterwards. But if you already have your database, you can just click this button and paste the link of your website. So in this case, it will be this. and tick the box import products. This way, all your products will be imported to at the same time, and you will see the outcome is pretty cool. You are keeping a lot of information, so that's really nice. And you can upload up to, you can convert, up to 200 pages for the moment at least. And as I said, yeah, the outcome is really nice. So let me show you what it looked like after doing it. I'm not going to do it live because it takes a few minutes. All right, so here is my homepage. So you will see it looks really similar to the previous website, where I have my products displayed, my banner again, the category that is highlighted, all the categories that exist, and the link to the famous page that I was referring to. Of course, I tweaked a bit some things to make it look even nicer, but I really promise you it actually does a really good job, especially for the importing of products. So I can quickly show you what it looks like. For example, here we have our catalog that is imported. Of course, I added the picture because this didn't exist before, so it's a really good opportunity to improve it. And then you have all your products imported with also here their attributes and values, so that's super useful. And for a product, let's quickly see. So you have the picture that got imported, the description, its name, and also the price. And that's already really good. So you can actually now filter, which was something you couldn't do on the previous platform. So that's a huge improvement, at least for now. So let's check now together. Let me see if I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, when you design your website, please check if it looks good also on mobile, because Odoo works with Bootstraps, which is a framework that makes sure that your website looks good on different devices, so it will adapt the size of the website. But yeah, maybe sometimes some blogs don't look the best, just in terms of design. They don't look the best on mobile, so in this case, make sure to check at least if it looks good and then adapt. You can put some visibility options on the blog, like only visible on a desktop or only visible on a mobile. And also, yeah, check the navigation. That's super important, but we'll talk about that later again. So here I want to make this page and simulate with you what you should think about when migrating a page on Odoo. And I want to make it better by checking if everything is in order, and also optimize it at the same time. So here I have my page. As you can see, it's really similar to the previous one. Maybe we don't have any animations anymore, but that is super easily, you can add it super easily. So let's check now while editing and select, for example, this title. I don't know if you noticed, but when you have a page, it's super important to have only one title per page that is in the H1 format. Same for the descriptions here. You need to check if it's in the right format too. And then this one, for example, it needs to be a header too, so it needs to have a sequence in the titles. So for now, I think it looks great. Let's check now the new SEO tool that just got revamped for the new version. So here, if I click on Optimize SEO, I can automatically fill in the information that I have here with AI, so that's super useful. So let's do it together. As you can see, the description is a little too long, so you can adapt it if needed. And also, we'll see that later, but you can fix some things for the SEO part of the page. So that's super nice. So now it's time to configure your e-commerce. So there are a few things to check. So the payment gateways, if you use connectors like Stripe, for example, or if you only use wire transfer, then you need to configure it. It's also time for you to configure shipping carriers and shipping rules if you have some. It's also the moment to configure your taxes, and integrate your marketing tools and analytics. So now let's review together the URL structure of the website and the internal linking. So as you can see here, we have the first URL that you have is a product that is, you don't know what it is. It's not descriptive. It's not SEO friendly. And so it's also an opportunity for you to change the URLs and make them better and a bit more precise. So this is also what we'll check. It's also important to review the internal links within your pages, and make sure that if you have a URL that has changed from the past website to the new website, it needs to have a redirection to make sure that users don't end up on pages that don't exist and they get an error. That's super bad for your SEO. So let's check together with the SOS Play-Doh page by first going into Site and then Optimize SEO. In there, you have the possibility to check if you have any broken links. So I hope it's not going to take too long. Okay, that's nice. Live issues. Anyways, I know that this link is broken, so I will just do it manually. As you can see, the link is blah, 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 so it's a not found page. And I need to redirect it now to a page that exists. So I want to redirect people to a contact us page, which already exists in my website. So that's nice. Now I also noticed that my pages have URLs that I don't really like. So on my previous platforms, we had /pages/ the name of the page, and I want to change this. So you can do it super easily with the properties here on this page by changing the name like this. So now you see I remove the pages, and then I'm only keeping the name. And I can directly redirect my old URL to the new one. So that's super useful too, to make sure that you are not missing anything. As you can see, it got removed also from the header because the previous page didn't exist anymore. So you will have to add it again, but it's just like a security, so it's actually a good thing. And in the configurations, if you want to check all the redirects, this is here in this tab. As you can see, the one that I just created is right here. It redirects from the /pages/ SOS Play-Doh to the new one. All right, so I think that's already good. I'm just going to show you one product. For example, this baby rocker. I don't know if you noticed, but at the top you have a breadcrumb, and this will always be visible on every product, and this was not the case on my previous website. So that's already also an improvement. And on my previous website, I couldn't also create subcategories, and that's something that I can do in Odoo to make sure that the navigation and the structure of my website is better. So for example, this category, I've always wanted to put it under playmats, and I couldn't do it, so now I will do it. It's an opportunity to make it better. So I will go into my e-commerce categories, select the category, and put the parent one, playmat. And now when I go on my playmat category, you see now that I have this one under it, like this. And here you can follow the breadcrumb, click on the product, and you see that you can always go back to the main category again. So that's also very useful. Now that we've checked the internal structure of our website, that all the links have been checked, and that you have your redirects, it's now time to migrate. So this is the moment where you will switch your domain name to the new platform, and actually it's like changing phone provider, for example. So you keep the same number, keep the same domain, but it's everything around it that will move and that will change. So it's important to keep the same domain name because this is what holds your ranking, your customer trust, and also the brand recognition and the authority that you have. So if you want to keep your ranking, keep your domain name, and I suggest you follow our documentation to know how to connect your domain name to your Odoo database. It's super easy, and it can be done in a few steps. And then when you've connected your domain to your database, this is the moment to check if everything is in order. So you can use some tools like Plausible, Google Search Console, Google Analytics, PageSpeed. These are all connected to your database to check if everything is in order regarding traffic, ranking, crawl errors, broken links, missed redirects, indexation, and page speed of your website. So to connect it quickly, I'm going to show you. It's here in the configuration settings. At the very bottom, you have all the SEO tools that can be used to check if your website has been migrated correctly. All right. So as I said, migrating your website is a really good opportunity to also make your business go further. As you know, a website is the entry point to your business. It's what it represents, but it's also the opportunity to review its design, expand to new markets maybe, and translate your website, maybe connect it with a newsletter, a click and collect service, and way more. So I invite you to check this migration checklist if you've missed some part of the presentation. you will be able to follow step by step everything that needs to be checked every time you upload a new product or a new page too. And if that's not enough, we have an SEO service here at Odoo that we handle with my team. So you can check this URL here. And we basically guide you in migrating your website from one platform to another and make sure that we don't lose any ranking that you already have. So thank you for listening today. I think we have 4 minutes for the Q&A, so let's see what we can do with that. Thanks.
So thank you, Claire. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank
We have
you.
a few questions, most of them about redirections. So first one is, if you have an old website with 301 redirects, how would you migrate it to the new website? The old URLs won't be retained, old and new one in Odoo.
If I understand the question correctly, so if you have redirects in your old platform that you want to integrate back into Odoo, you can. But it's also more important to check with some tools, analytic tools, if the redirects are still working and if the old URLs are still indexed, for example, or if you still have some backlinks that use these URLs. In this case, yes, it's super important to put them back into Odoo. Otherwise, you can just drop them. So yeah, I hope it answers the question.
I hope so. So next one is also again, can I upload a document to Odoo with all the 301's redirects?
Yes, you can do it via imports on the redirection view. Super easy. And actually, in the migration checklist that I showed you, you can have the template to do it. So here, basically, you just have import records that you can upload directly like that. So maybe I'll show you again the link to this.
Great, thank you. So another one, if I change the domain from the old website to the new one, does the entire weight of the old website transfer to the new one? If not, how do I maintain the SEO? Well, I guess that you already answered.
If you do it properly and you follow the checklist, then normally, yes, you keep everything. Otherwise, you might lose some ranking, but know that there's always a little drop when you migrate platform. But normally it should go up again once your website is established comfortably into Odoo.
Great, thanks. So there are a few more. So would it be correct, once I have the new website designed, to make the corresponding 301 to the URLs that I'm going to use and unpublish and de-index the rest? So the ones that I... Sorry, maybe it's easier to like this. I think that...
This one?
This one. I think that they mean that the old pages are not used anymore from their old website, so they de-index them.
Let's see together. If you come back tomorrow in the booth, I think it will be easier. It's the end of the day.
Yeah. So 2 more. Can you exclude URLs or full directories from auto-importing?
I think you mean for maybe shop pages or product pages. I think you have to do it manually one by one. It's better to make sure that you do it properly and you don't miss anything. Okay. I hope I understood correctly.
The last one, what's a good way to transfer website content from one Odoo database to another?
Actually, that's super easy with export and import. I think that's the best. Now, if you, for the website content at least, if you want to transfer the design, in this case, it's a little more complicated, but for the content, it's easy. I mean, if it's the blocks, then that's a bit more complicated, but if it's the products, the catalog and so on, then super easy. If it's the design, as I said, a little less.
Okay, there's one that said, good job, Claire.
Thank you.
And there's another question that appeared. We have still 1 minute. Is there a way to define SEA optimization for each product page and category pages?
No, it's not possible to do it in Odoo yet, but we now have Google Merchant connection, if that's something that you're interested in. Sorry, it's right there. You can connect your Google Merchant. It's actually super easy. Let me just save that. Where you can copy the XML feed and then copy it back, like paste it back on the Google Merchant platform. And this is one way of having your product listed for sponsored ads. So you can directly go into the Google Merchant place, like platform, and configure the ads over there.
So great. That have been all the questions.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thanks.